The verdict was on my lips, a verdict of guilt that would destroy a man I knew was innocent. And the only thing holding it back was the memory of my son's grave. My name is Judge Yusuf Al-Hadi. For 20 years, my courtroom in the city of Al-Nur had been a fortress of justice. I was known for my unwavering impartiality and my scalpel-sharp intellect that could dissect lies from truth. But the case of Amir, the son of Farid al-Zahir, was not a battle of facts, it was a siege upon my soul. Farid al-Zahir and I were not just adversaries. We were heirs to a blood feud. A generation ago, his father's ruthless business tactics had driven my own father to bankruptcy and, my family believed, to an early grave. The hatred was a legacy, passed down like a family heirloom, polished with every bitter memory. We lived in the same city, moved in the same circles, yet a chasm of silent loathing separated our households. This hatred became a living fire the day my gentle, bookish son, Samir, was killed in a hit-and-run. The driver fled. There were no witnesses, no clear evidence. But in the raw, gaping wound of my grief, a narrative was born, fed by whispers and my own need for a target for my rage. The Al-Zahirs owned a fleet of dark sedans. Farid's son, Amir, was a young man known for his fast cars. My grief, sharp and blinding, wove these threads into a certainty. Amir had killed my son. The police investigation found nothing conclusive. There was no evidence to charge him. But in the court of my heart, I had already pronounced him guilty. My hatred for the father had convicted the son. A year later, Amir stood in my courtroom, but for a different crime. He was accused of embezzling from a charitable foundation. The case was weak, built on circumstantial evidence and a dubious witness. As a judge, I could see the holes gaping wide. Any other defendant, and I would have dismissed the case in a heartbeat. But it was him. As I sat on the bench, looking at Amir's anxious face, I didn't see a defendant. I saw the sneering ghost of his father. I saw my son's broken body. The gavel in my hand felt like a stone I could hurl at the entire Al-Zahir lineage. Here was my chance. I could bury him. I could use the letter of the law to deliver a verdict that the spirit of the law would never support. I could make him a convict, destroy his future, and inflict upon Farid a fraction of the pain he had inflicted on me. It would be so easy. A slight tilt of the scale, a willful blindness to the lack of evidence. A verdict of guilty trembled on my tongue, a sweet, venomous fruit ready to be plucked. And then, cutting through the storm of my hatred, came a verse my son Samir had once recited for a school competition, his voice so clear and earnest. And do not let hatred of a people prevent you from being just. Be just, that is nearer to righteousness. Quran 5:8. The words struck me with the force of a physical blow. They were not a gentle reminder. They were a divine command, a barrier erected between my desire for vengeance and my duty to Allah. I looked at Amir. He was just a young man, terrified. Was I about to become an oppressor, a dhalim, to satiate my own pain? Was I about to corrupt the very seat of justice I had sworn to uphold?